Hey, what's up, traders? Mike here. With the watch list video for, let me get this right, Thursday, August 3rd. SPY kind of rolling over a bit, down to the 20-day. It's the first sign of real weakness in a while, although you could say this bearish engulfing was kind of interesting too. The Dow was down like 350 points today. I guess the catalyst was, in theory, the U.S. credit getting downgraded or something like that. Market was ahead of itself anyway, so I got a confession to make. I got bored midday, and I got in an argument with somebody on StockTwits, and I literally, this is how pathetic it was. I ended up calling this person names like I'm a child or something. Um, I don't know what happened. I think, boredom got a hold of me or something, but the reason I bring this up is because I'm making a watch list video here, right? And so I put out charts on StockTwits and Twitter every night, and I'll try to see if I can kind of find an example. So I put out, one of them was Peloton the other day, and here's what I wrote. I wrote Peloton, PTON is on breakout watch again. It's got big short interest, which could help fuel a breakout, right? And I think I drew a line right here. So anyone who knows me knows I'm a day trader. See that horizontal line there? I wasn't going to get long Peloton until it was in breakout territory. That's why it's called a watch list. And somebody on StockTwits just really got under my skin, like replying, "How'd that work out for you?" As if to imply I'm underwater. And I was like, paraphrasing, but I'm like, it's a watch list. I've never taken the trade. And he said, "You called it a breakout." I mean, and I just caught myself calling this person names, and I'm a little mad at myself. I can't believe like I wasted 5 minutes of my life on that. But the reason I bring it up is because in case there's other people like that guy out there, this is a watch list. I'm a day trader. I don't even hold my wife overnight, okay? I'm looking for things to take trades on an intraday basis. I'll show you a couple examples for those that weren't in chat today. There's a post by Matt D. He makes the highlight video a lot. VRT, possible second mouse 34, needs a seller there. You can see it went up and broke 34 a little bit here, kind of put in this little cup and handle. There's the 34 break. And it doesn't look like much because it took about an hour of a slow crawl, but it went up to like 35, 38. That's a nice little trade on, I don't know, the stop. I can't remember, maybe 20 cents, 25 cents below. Just a neat little call, right? Nice money to be made there for day traders. And this is my favorite that I've got to show. And most of you will look at this and already know what I'm getting ready to say, right? This was CVNA. And I just took screenshots of, there may have been more, but Fernando, Kevin M, and Sam R. And you can see the times on it, 147, 1148, 257. All three of them gave the over 50 idea for Carvana at different times. So this should have been on everybody's radar. It is not uncommon, those of you in chat know, for a clean setup that we teach in our course, that we teach to be posted ahead of the trade, right, ahead of the trigger, by more than one person. It's not uncommon at all. That's my favorite thing about the chat room is we've got so many unselfish, selfless traders in there that post the ideas when they see them. And again, unlike other chat rooms, everything has to be posted ahead of time, right? The idea has to be posted. You don't get to say, like when it was up here, you don't get to say, "Oh, by the way, I grabbed Carvana through 50, right? All the ideas are put out ahead of time. That's what I love about you guys. And it's, again, I can't tell you how often that happens, that I see several of you posting the same idea. Pretty cool room. All right. Anyway, enough babbling by me. Let's go into the watch list for tomorrow. RBT went out at the highs. This was on the gap play watch list, and I was posting that high of day break might work, but I mean, it happened with less than 10 minutes left. I did not get involved in that, but it did go out at the highs. It was not enough time for me to take the trade, not enough time left in the day. Anyway, and it's super extended right now, but I'm going to put it on watch because the market was weak and it was strong, right? Teva TEVA, certainly interesting tomorrow. Nice breakout today and topped out right around the half. Certainly interesting over 950 tomorrow, but sometimes we get a setup below that 950 that lets that 950 be a second catalyst. So we'll see if we get an A-plus setup on TEVA. AHI, I would have liked this more if it had closed higher, right? Closed well off its highs, but big volume. We'll keep an eye on it. VRT, I already mentioned this one. Let me try typing it correctly this time. Big breakout today. Maybe gives another A-plus setup tomorrow. IDAI, again, another one closing well off its highs. You could maybe argue on that one. And AHI, maybe they closed well off their highs because the market was so weak, or they would have been stronger. Anyway, it doesn't cost us anything to have it on a chart, so we will. CVNA has just been a squeeze fest, so we're certainly going to keep that one on watch. RAD, closing about the middle of its range, but massive volume. MATV, super interesting. I'll put the horizontal line there, right? Super interesting. What did it top out at today? 1803. Yesterday's high, 1808. Closed at 1782. This is a perfect example of one we might get a whole number inflection point through 18, knowing we've got 1, 2 dominoes ready to fall just above that. So that one is absolutely worth keeping our eyes on. FNGR, a couple people were watching this in chat today. I don't even know. I'm not sure this should even be on my radar, but I mean, it had relative strength today and topped out right at the whole number 6 with yesterday's high at 618 and then a recent high above there. So you could argue it's a strong stock. If people weren't watching this in chat today, though, this chart would have never caught my attention going through charts tonight. So for that reason, I will have it on a chart, but I'm not so enthusiastic about it. BRSH, I'm not sure. I don't know anything about this one, but big volume for the stock a few days ago. And it might not look like much, but it went from 348 to 644 in one day. And then the very next day topped out at 723 and is already trying to turn back up again. So this must be a really low float stock if I had to guess. The way it's moving on very low volume. Matter of fact, as I'm talking, I'm going to glance. Oh yeah, 280,000 shares in the float according to Finviz. So that's probably why some Discord room realized it's a low float and tried to run it. But it still could go, so I am going to watch it. GDRX, after the big rip 3 sessions ago, you got 2 days in a row down on declining volume. Could be ready to turn back up tomorrow. Tupperware, I'd like to see a TUP. I'd like to see it get down to the moving averages again, but it could bounce as early as tomorrow. We'll watch it for an A-plus setup. Teladoc had a big rip back here, and now you got a couple days in a row right down into the 20-day. That goes on bounce watch. That's TDOC. And lastly, EQ is gapping in after hours. As I'm talking, it's trading at $1.04. So trading all the way up here. So we'll see if it's still gapping in the morning. We'll add that to the gap playlist. I'm done babbling. We'll see everybody in the chat room.